Hi guys, I'm Jill Powell, and today I'm going to show you how to do this really simple, beautiful, natural contour on myself, and I'm going to teach you the tricks so that you can do it for your face shape and make it look beautiful for every day. So I know I have a few videos already up on contouring, but this is one of the questions I get all the time, and there's so many different ways that you can do it. So today I'm gonna show you some ways to do it. I already have like a basic complexion on, just a little bit of foundation all over. I did my brows, I have a little lash, I have a little lip. So this is going to be focused solely on contouring, and I'm going to try to explain so that, because everyone's face is different. We don't all need to be cookie cutter faces. So I'm going to use creams and powders just so I can show you the difference between the two. And hopefully you'll learn some stuff. So let's start out. So again, I already have my complexion on. I have not set it with powder. Some people do like to set their complexion with the translucent powder before starting any other products. And that's definitely something that you can do, but I'm gonna go in with some cream, so I'm gonna go straight on top of my foundation. Okay, so I have my complexion all on, and I have 3 different colors of the Milk foundation. This is the Flex foundation stick. I really do love like a cream when you're doing contours. So this medium tone for me, which is golden deep, and then I do have like a deeper one, which is rich, and then a lighter one, which is medium beige. So these 3 colors really do work with most skin tones. These are from my kit, so I actually use them on quite a few people. I'm going to start out with this golden deep color, and you can draw it directly on your skin. A lot of times I actually like to pick it up and then apply it. I like a softer application. So when you're thinking about contour, there's so many ways you can do it. The generic way is kind of center the ear to the corner of your mouth, but not everyone's face is the same. So it depends if you want to lift. You can also feel for your cheekbone and just go right underneath your cheekbone. So that's typically what I like to do. So I'm gonna start out by sweeping the shade from my hairline. And as I get closer, I'm going to be lifting up so that I don't have like a really strong start and stop right here. I want it to be stronger here and then just kind of fade into nothing. So I'm really just kind of carving out this cheekbone. And if you see, like, as I'm getting towards, I don't necessarily, me personally on my face, I don't like my contour to come too low because I am aging. I don't want my face looking like it's pulling down at all. So I want to really lift and kind of hug my cheek right here and just make that look like I've got a really strong, lifted, full, voluminous, full of collagen cheek. So that is why I don't go all the way down to the corner of my mouth, because I do have, you know, the little marionette lines, and I'm starting to get a little bit of sagginess here. So I want to really lift. So just applying it and blending it out as I go. So you kind of see the shape creating on my cheek. If I want to go a little bit deeper, I can use the deep shade. And when I'm doing this, this is really like kind of like a very neutral. It's not red, it's not orange, it's not yellow. So it's definitely very neutral. A tiny bit is all you need. So you saw I did 2 little taps. And I'm gonna keep this towards the back. I really don't want to come all the way down with that because I really want just that kind of carving out that outer edge, okay? So I'm just going to apply it just right here. Got my little hairs. Also, so my little jowls, if you will, are starting right here. So as you age, your skin does start to have some gravity, and that's okay. But what you can do is you can create some shadow right there and pretend. So I already have like a natural shadow line on my chin. So I'm just going to kind of push back this one area right here because I like to make it look like I don't have that jowl. So if you have, you know, excess skin here, excess fat here, that, you know, your double chin, if you will, you can also shade there. And notice when I shade, I'm pulling down as well. You don't want just like a line. You want a shadow, and you want it looking really natural. Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way up into my jawline, and then I'm also gonna pull it down because I want all of this shaded. And I'm just using the residual on my brush. You don't need a lot. So from the cheek. I'm gonna go back to that medium shade, which is the Golden Deep. I'm gonna do a little bit along my hairline. This gives me a little tan. I don't have a huge forehead, so I don't need to contour down a lot on my forehead. If you have a very small forehead, you have to be careful because you don't want to make your forehead look too small, but it just gives some warmth when you go right along the hairline. It really kind of, you know, brings in this like bronzy, beautiful kind of glow and color to the face. And I do kind of have more of a heart-shaped face. So you see I have my hairline goes down in the middle. So I do fill in a little bit there. Do the same thing on this side. So there's a lot of people who love to contour their nose as well. So if you want to do that, go ahead and take your medium shade. So I naturally have a little bit of a shadow right here, and you can do that to kind of accentuate that shadow. It does look great in photos, but I would be careful not to do it too strong because you don't want it. I always like things to look great in person as well. Sometimes they look amazing, you know, through a filter or something, but for me, if it can look amazing in person, through a filter, on camera, not edited, then to me, that's some quality work. So let's go ahead and contour just a little bit of those sockets right here. Kind of that inner corner. And then I'm just gonna follow my own personal nose shape. I don't necessarily want to make my nose too much skinnier. You know, I've got kids and I don't want them seeing me like completely changing my face structure and shape. So I'm just gonna kind of embrace the nose that I was given. And I'm just gonna kind of shape along the outer sides of the nose. And what this is going to do, again in photos take away a lot of makeup. So in photos, this is just going to help make your nose just stand out a little bit, just look really contoured and beautiful. I'm going with a very, very light touch. And if you notice, this is like a fluffier synthetic blending brush. So I don't have a lot of product and I don't have a lot of pressure. It's all about the light pressure. I'm gonna go all the way down to the end of my nose. Some people will contour down here. You can definitely do that if you wanna make it look a little bit more lifted in that center. I think that's about good. Some people will draw a little line so they have like the exclamation point. I don't need a ton right there, but I'll just do a really subtle bridge. Okay. So now I have the perimeter of my face. I've got my cheeks. I've got my jawline. I'm gonna do a little bit more right here. Again, I want it looking good in person as well. So now I have all creams. I personally love the look of a lot of creams and just looking really hydrated. I'm getting older, so I don't like too much of the heavier powder look because I feel like it accentuates my wrinkles. But if you want to layer on top of this some powders, you may want to go in and set with a translucent powder first because it can get muddy. So it just depends on your application techniques and everything like that. But that's a great trick to do if you don't want something to get muddy. You can just layer a little bit of translucent powder on top of your cheek contour. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I want to add a little bit more bronzer contour on my cheeks and then also some blush. So in my kit, I actually put a whole bunch of translucent powders in one stack because I like different translucent powders for different things and different clients. So today on myself, I'm going to use the La Mer translucent powder because it's really soft. It kind of blurs a little bit and it just looks really great on like my skin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and softly set over my cream contour. I'm gonna set a little bit of the nose, as well as the perimeter. And this translucent powder is definitely on the pricier side, but I will say the tub is huge. You get so much product. So I have had it for a little bit and I'm still working on it. So definitely worth the investment. Do a little bit more just in my hot spots. Okay. Now that I have set my contour, see how it's taken away a little bit of the intensity, which is totally fine. That's actually great. So now I'm going to go in with, I really like this palette. This is, I never know how to say this, if it's Guys or Guise or, I don't know. Guise, Guys, Face Effects. I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, but I do love this palette. Literally, it's been used a lot, as you can see. This one I think is medium. This is, just gonna make sure. This is the Moonlight series, ideal for light skin tones. That was the worst accent I've ever done in my life, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go in with if you guys have been following my videos, you know I love an angled brush for my contour. So we have a cool shade and a warm shade. I'm gonna go in with this kind of more neutral cool shade first. And I'm just gonna go over what we've done. And this is just going to, again, add another layer, help with everything lasting and standing out. So cool first, and the reason why I'm doing this is creating the shadow that we want, and then I will warm up what I feel I need to with that kind of more orangey warmer tone. I am gonna go in with a really fluffy blending brush. This is a 224 from MAC with that cooler shade. Just kind of accentuate this contour here. A little bit there. Going with another round of this on my forehead. Give myself some color today. And on the neck. Okay, so now that I've done the cool, it's looking good. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of this warmth. Go right along my little heart-shaped face up here. A little bit on the cheeks. And I'm just gonna go over the whole nose, because then what you can do from here is go back in and highlight and lift. So now that I have my contour, I'm gonna go ahead and do the opposite of contouring, which is highlighting. And highlighting can be done with shimmers, or it can also be done with like concealers and other products. So I'm going to highlight with a little bit of, we're gonna use this Nude Sticks, I think. So I'm going to highlight with a little bit of these Nude Sticks. These are the Nudies Tinted Blur Sticks. I really like them. It's actually a new product that I just got, but I love them because they're lightweight, but they also act almost like a concealer, almost like a blurring stick. They're just really, really pretty. So I have light 2 and light 3 here. So I'm gonna start out with light 2, which is obviously lighter than light 3. And I'm gonna draw just under my eyes, but like in kind of a triangular shape. And do you see how this is like super soft? It is not strong like a concealer. So I really like these for kind of that touch up. I already have coverage there. I already have a little bit of foundation. So this is really just for that like brightening. If you want to, I could draw it right under here if you want a really strong contour. I personally like my contour a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to the center of my chin. I might do some up here above my brows. And then down the center of my nose. And then you can go in with either a beauty blender. I'm just gonna use like a soft concealer, like fluffy brush. This one is one of my favorites, Sigma F03. I use this all the time because it has really soft, like long synthetic bristles. So it just gives like a nice soft airbrushed finish, which I really love. If you want a stronger kind of look, you can definitely do this with the concealer as well. But I really am digging these blur sticks. And that just brightens up right next to your contour, like under your eyes. Again, center of the forehead. And it just leaves a really beautiful finish. So now that I've done that, you can finish off your look with a little bit of blush, a little bit of highlighter. If you want to set all over, you can definitely set it with powder. I personally like to be a little more glowy and skin-like finish, so I'm probably gonna keep it dewy and fresh and glowy because I'm just trying to hide these wrinkles, guys, let's be honest. So let me add a little bit of highlighter, a little bit of blush, and we will finish off the look. Okay, so I added a little bit of blush, a little bit of highlighter, and that is it. That is the simple way to contour your face and make it look really natural, but also really pretty. Thanks again for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below what you want to see next. All of the products used in my video are also linked below. And if you want to see more, follow me anywhere at Powell Glam. Thanks again.